That's why I discovered how do other motherfuckers get their retirement papers, blood. You know what I'm saying?
We get ours by death, huh?
You know, basically, how the fuck, where do retirement papers come in, blood? At what age do I turn into a kickback OG gangster or some old shit? Man, that ain't gonna never happen, blood. I ain't even, my goals in life ain't to be a OG, period, nigga, for real.
YG for life, huh? With them.
I mean, on lanes, nigga, I'm a YG, period. That's the best I could be.
Whoever rapping that's the blood right now know about Brazy. I don't give a fuck who you are. Game, I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, shit,
all
fucking Lil Wayne probably know who b-brazy is.
Not everybody knows.
That's how popular my nigga was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just a nigga from the hood.
Bruce Anthony Parrish Jr., aka b-brazy, was born on December 12, 1974 in Los Angeles, California. Growing up, he would become a member of the infamous Denver Lane Bloods from South Los Angeles, 109th and Figueroa. They're one of the oldest and one of the most notorious blood gangs in the streets of Los Angeles. They're known to bang with the Hoover Crips and the Raymond Avenue Crips, and b-brazy was one of their most active and charismatic members. As time went on, he would discover that he had a talent for music, something that one of his homies by the name of G Lynn, aka OG Lynn, discovered. And he was the first person to ever put b-brazy in the studio, and he seen the wave. He seen that b-brazy had talent. And eventually, that talent would lead him to being on the Bloods and Crips' second album called Bangin' on Wax 2, The Saga Continues. Now, the group would break up the following year, but a spin-off group was created called Damu Riders. And in 1995, they released their debut album, and b-brazy was featured on the majority of those songs. And you could just see that he had that star potential. You know, his flow, his delivery, he just had the charisma to one day be a star. He would go on to be featured on G Lynn's album, Woot Woot. Then he did his own album in 1998. Now this was an underground album called The Brazy Act, but it still had the streets bubbling. From there, he would work with people like Mac 10, The Relatives, Green Eyes. He was starting to get like a lot of different features, and with standout verses on songs like Young, Active, and Brazy, Get Your Money, and How Deep Is Your Hood. It was clear to see that b-brazy definitely had something special. His homie G Lynn was telling a story where he was speaking about how him and Brazy was planning to take over the music industry and what they was gonna do once they finally got their foot in the door, because they knew that b-brazy had what it took.
Like that, all like this. Give it up, slide like this. Two-step, slide like this. Do the blood walk, I do mine like this. Look at mine, super dime bitch. Told all the homegirls, girl, he got shit. And
There's no doubt that b-brazy was on the path to greatness, but unfortunately, that path will be cut short, because on May 9th, 2003, b-brazy was found shot multiple times outside of the Sandman Motel in Inglewood. Now, the story goes, there had been some tension between the Denver Lane Bloods and the Mexican gang, and one of the females from that Mexican gang had lured b-brazy there. But once he got inside of the room, there was gunmen waiting, where he was shot multiple times. He tried to run out and escape, but he collapsed in the parking lot. And that's where the police found him. He was still alive once they arrived on scene, but once he got to the hospital, he succumbed to his injuries. A few years after his death, the police would put out a reward of $25,000 for any information leading to the arrest of the people responsible for b-brazy's death, but it remains unsolved to this day. And even though b-brazy passed on a long time ago, his influence still lives on to this day. And some of your favorite blood rappers, they know about b-brazy. And it's a sad situation. And he was only 28 years old when he died, man. Rest in peace.